This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Rockridge Resources, Mr. John Wiesblatt. John, how are you this morning?
I'm doing excellent, Gerardo. How are you doing?
I am well. Thank you for asking. You know what, John? We don't have assays back yet, but I tell you what, you and the Rockridge team sure are acting like you're on to a discovery. You had some news this morning that I think speaks to that. You announced additional ground at the Knife Lake Copper Project. We talked a bit, I believe, last week about the visible mineralization, and obviously that's now led to an increase in the drilling program and an increase to the project area by 70%. I would love for you to provide the context. How are things going?
Things are going great, and we're super excited, like we said, about the early visual mineralization that we saw in the first few drill holes from the winter campaign. And that led to us acquiring additional mineral rights through staking at Knife Lake, as you mentioned. So we now have a total of more than 55,000 hectares, which is an increase of 70% to the total Knife Lake land package. Early success at the drilling program prompted an increase in the drilling program from 1,600 meters to 2,100 meters. And like I just mentioned, 70% bump in the total land package. We strengthened the land package to the northwest of the maiden deposit. And the main corridor is now around 14 kilometers north to south. So a huge strike length. It increases our targets at Gilbert Lake, both at Gilbert Lake North and Gilbert Lake South, and a much higher probability of new discoveries to be made at the Gilbert property. So like we said at the beginning of this call, we're super excited about the early campaign.
And again, for people that are just now catching on, there's already an existing resource, an existing VMS style copper deposit. And that's important because these tend to happen not in isolation, but in clusters, right?
Correct. So we believe that this is a remobilized VMS deposit. And these deposits in this part of the country, they don't exist typically as one-offs. Usually these are clusters of deposits, and we think that we might be on to a new discovery at the Gilbert Lake area.
We'll know soon when the assays come back. You also believe that there could be multiple deposits along strike and on the property package, correct?
Correct. And by increasing the land package through staking, we're just increasing the probability of finding more copper and other base metals in the area.
Fantastic. Assays, when do we expect those?
The first batch should be coming later in the month of April or early May, and then pretty periodically throughout the late spring and early summer.
Excellent.
And just to remind you, we're cashed up for the program. We did a $2.5 million round in March. That was a unit deal, and this program is fully financed, and we're ready to go.
Visible mineralization, assays pending, drilling, exploration upside at tiny market cap, copper's over $4 again. A lot to like. Anything to add to that, John?
I think you hit all the nails on the head.
Well, I appreciate your time, and I can't wait for you to get back on and chat assays.
Thanks, Gerardo.
Excellent. Thanks, John.